Welcome to the Whiskey Vault. I'm Daniel. This is, I'm Chancellor of the Wizard Academy Whiskey Marketing School. This is Gifted Drams, which, and I'm gonna label it sponsored content, even though it wasn't. But I cannot be objective about this. So here's the problem. Brandon McCraney is the founder of the Olde Raleigh Distillery in Zebulon, North Carolina, just outside of, northeast of Raleigh. And I consider him a friend. He's also one of our few level 4 whiskey sommeliers from our training program. And he's an incredible blender. And I am a paying member of his society, whiskey society group that he has. And he brought this as a gift. It's a cigar blend. He called it the Olde Stogie. Old with an E, like old shop with 2 P's and an E. And this was in my office. But I was looking at it the other day and I was like, you know what? I haven't talked about Brandon enough. And even though I definitely cannot be objective because I know him, I respect him, I enjoy his presence, and I love the whiskey he makes. But he is distilling, or he has all of the equipment he's distilling, and he's put a lot of his energy into sourcing really magical casks and blending. If I had to say, he can correct me on this in the comments, he's a blender who also happens to have a distillery and distillation equipment. But really, at his heart, he's a blender. And everything I try from him, it feels like I'm getting the reward of a really great blend. And this is no different. So I texted him before I shot this video and said, hey, what are you willing to tell the people? And he said, a lot. So here we go. Hang on a second. Once again, readers kicking again. This bottle is, I'm trying not to look at his tasting notes because I accidentally cut and pasted them. Corn rye barley. Some of this was MGP. Some of it was Tennessee whiskey. The barrels were 19 years old and 7 years old. The Tennessee whiskey he used has a mash bill of 8488, if you want to guess who that is. He blended the bourbons together. Then he took that liquid and he redistributed it into 2 tawny casks and 1 Armagnac cask for another 13 months. Dude. He said it was 13 months that the Armagnac sort of like cracked open and came alive. And then he blended those back together. It was a 1,200 bottle release. And it says on the front, Whiskey Society. So that's why I wanted to call this Hidden Drams, because you'll never find this. But it's also Gifted Drams because we're promoting them, really. Because I want to. And it's just straight bourbon whiskey finished in tawny and Armagnac casks. This is bottle 219. Look at these bottles. Those are his custom bottles. That's beautiful, isn't it? I love Armagnac, and my favorite port is tawny port. So when he, as a society member, he brought me one of these, and I was immediately over the moon when I saw the label, even before I opened it up. So I was predisposed to fall in love with this. Plus, MGP makes great whiskey, and so does Tennessee, the Tennessee Whiskey Distillery. Oh, what is that? There is something in there that's very bizarre. I didn't get this the last time. Damp wood. So yes, there's Armagnac, and there's these sort of musty berries, but there's also a cellar note, damp wood cellar note. And then it's really dense. Right now at 50.67%, the nose is kind of being a little coy. It's not giving up much. It's just, here's 3 things. Be happy with it. Musty cellar berries, damp wood, cream. Oh God. Yeah, there it is. It really opens up. It goes straight into almost wood bitter raisin and There's a density to it that's almost like a pound cake. Oh man. This is a dessert, like a really dense vanilla pound cake with dry wood notes like popsicle stick and like deep cellar mustiness, and then fruit on top of this deep vanilla pound cake. Dark fruit, rich, heavy fruits, not like light, zesty fruits. Not strawberries, all raisin, fig, plum. I'm gonna add a little water and a little more whiskey. I love right now that we live in the era of people getting really excited about blending. And I love that of our group of humans, I'll put it over here, of our group of humans in the Whiskey Somm School, we have a disproportionate percentage of people who are blending whiskey professionally. And man, I love that. Man, I love that. Because to me, it's an alchemy form. It's an art form. Like, you mix things together, you're pretty sure you know what it'll do. And then sometimes it creates something that surprises you. That's magical. That's alchemy. Brandon is one of the great humans. He is someone who opened up in a small town, in a sort of quiet part of the small town that needed life. And he slogged through years of bureaucracy and paperwork to achieve his dreams. And to a degree, I've heard the stories, to a degree, most of the people I know of would have quit 2 years in and just gone, I give up. You guys made this. You obviously don't want this. I would have just been pissed off and told everyone to screw off and left. But he just was relentless. And when met with all these barriers, instead of telling people to off, which everyone else would have done, I mean, he might have had some choice words for some people, but he also did what he needed to still get the job done and get what he wanted, instead of just walking around burning bridges, which is the lazy way of reacting to people. And because of that, that area now has this brilliant business. He brings in the Scottish bagpipes group every time they release a new spirit. They pipe it into the distillery for pomp and circumstance. And if I wanted to highlight a craft distiller who understood all of the things that we teach at Magical Worlds and all the things we teach in Whiskey Marketing School, Brandon McCraney would be one of the top of the list. He is just executing at all levels. And this whiskey, brilliant, is a great example of that. With a little water, it gets more tobacco-y. Yeah, like actual loose leaf tobacco. All the things I said before. Ooh, hey. Sweeter, and also slightly, the oak jumps forward a little bit, which I was not expecting. It's both more Armagnac and more oak at the same time. I was having, actually, last night, I had an Armagnac, just a straight up Armagnac, and this is absolutely overlapping in a Venn diagram overlap. That's really cool. Anyway, here's to Brandon McCraney, one of the great humans. Here's to you. I'm really glad you're here. Cheers to you. I keep preparing for the other episodes before I remember I'm supposed to do a like and subscribe. So I'm halfway robed.